Hey, where have you been?
I went to buy what you asked for.
Then hurry up and hand it over.
Why do I have to be spoken to like this? This isn't how someone should behave after asking for a favor.
When did things start going this way?
It's easy to remember when the husband's attitude clearly changed. It was after the accident that left him unable to walk. He stubbornly refused to stay in the hospital, insisting on returning home. Because of that, I've been handling both work and household chores for two people.
Whatever. I'm thirsty. Bring me some tea.
As a small act of defiance, I bring him tea that's hotter than usual. As soon as he takes a sip, it's hotter than expected, and he drops the cup.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
Of course not. It's just like always.
No way.
Then, he throws the cup at me. It misses my face but hits the back of my hand, and I wince in pain.
You think this is a joke?
Who's the one joking? The pointless argument continues until the doorbell rings, bringing it to an end.
Go answer it.
I know that already. The person at the door introduces himself as a lawyer. A lawyer? But why? Your husband consulted with me. May I come in? Oh, in that case, I'll take you to him. I lead the lawyer to the husband's room, still having no idea what's going on. Seeing the lawyer, the husband, who was irritated just moments ago, breaks into a smile.
Finally.
Finally?
You'll understand soon enough.
What's about to happen?
So, counselor, she's been cheating, right?
What are you talking about?
I know you've been meeting with another man behind my back.
What? That's ridiculous. What are you saying?
Anyway, counselor, I can claim a hefty amount of alimony from her now, right?
The lawyer, who the husband had called, looks troubled. I'm sorry, but there's no evidence of any infidelity.
What? That's impossible.
You what? Did you see something with your own eyes?
Well, yes, I did.
But that's strange, isn't it? You're not supposed to be able to leave the house, right? His words were becoming nonsensical. Or is someone taking you out? But the only people who come here are the helpers. In any case, since there's no evidence of infidelity, my role here is finished.
Are you kidding me? And you call yourself a lawyer?
I certainly am. This badge is proof of that. Now, if you'll excuse me. With those words, the lawyer leaves the room. I'm sorry for making you come all this way for nothing. I bow my head to the lawyer. It's embarrassing that he had to come here over my husband's delusions, only to find nothing. If you need anything else, please feel free to contact me. Thank you very much. The lawyer hands me a business card before leaving. Taking a deep breath, I head back to the room. The husband, now deflated, has lost the earlier bravado. Sorry to bother you while you're feeling down, but I need you to explain this. At this point, the husband no longer has the will to resist. From then on, he becomes a completely different person, much more subdued. According to the husband, he had believed the stories told by a male helper who had been visiting. But that man had quit the job a few days ago, so I couldn't get any further details. A new helper was set to start coming to our house soon. A few months later.
I'm sorry for all the trouble.
During the weekdays, I had the helpers come by, but on weekends, I mostly took care of things myself. There's no helping it. I was in the middle of changing the husband's diaper when a message from our daughter came in on my phone. Huh?
What's wrong?
It's nothing. When I looked back at the husband, I was stunned by what I saw. You.
What is it?
You don't notice anything?
What are you talking about?
It's nothing. I'm just going out to buy a few things.
Okay, be careful.
As soon as I left the house, I called our daughter. Is that? Did you see it? I took that the other day. It was so shocking I had to take a picture. But that's definitely Dad, right? Yes, it is. But that's not all. I've looked into it more, and hearing what she had to say, I couldn't stay calm. I headed straight to the nearest police station. This had gone far beyond something I could handle on my own. The situation was too serious. I'm going to the police station right now. Then I'll go with you. Are you sure? It'll probably be easier to explain if I'm there too. I'll meet you at the station. With her support, I felt much more confident. What's about to start isn't just a simple retaliation. This is going to be revenge, fueled by righteous anger. What's going to happen to the husband is something that doesn't need to be said. I'm Natalie, 52 years old, and I recently divorced my husband. It was his fault, but looking back now, I think he was truly a worthless man. When we were young, he was a good person, though. The husband, Sean, and I had started at the same company together. We had a friendly rivalry as we both worked in sales, constantly pushing each other to improve. Our sales results were always neck and neck.
Damn it. I lost again. I was pretty confident this time.
If you're saying that, then so was I.
Can't you let me have first place just once?
Would that even make you happy if I just handed it to you? Sean starts to think seriously for a moment.
Maybe not. My pride wouldn't allow it anyway.
I thought you'd say that. Seeing our banter, our colleagues often gossiped about when we'd finally start dating. But we were content to take our time. Work was our top priority, and we weren't all that interested in getting into a relationship. Things started to change when I turned 28. It was during a visit to my parents' house.
Natalie, you're 27 now, right? Isn't it about time?
About time?
For marriage.
But I don't even have a partner, so how am I supposed to get married? Hearing that, my father sighed and went back to his room. I'm sorry. But try to understand your father's feelings. You're an only child, and he's probably worried. I know. But listen, I'm not going to tell you to get married right away. I know you love your work, so don't feel pressured. Though my mother said that, The thought lingered in my mind even after I returned home. The idea of living alone forever started to scare me a little. What awaited me at the end of that path was the thought of dying alone, something I wanted to avoid at all costs. One day during lunch break,
I went home the other day, and my parents asked when I was getting married. I told them I had no plans, and they didn't look happy about it.
I got asked the same thing recently. Slightly different context, but almost the same.
No way.
Way. We laughed and then looked at each other.
Hey, why don't we try dating? We're alike, and we get along well.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm not ready to jump into marriage, but maybe we could give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, we can just go back to being friends.
Sounds like a plan. And so, we decided to try dating for 3 months. It was a trial period, so we agreed that our personal lives would take priority. The 3 months seemed both long and short at the same time. It might have been because we were both so focused on work.
Hey, how about we extend the period a bit?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And just like that, before we knew it, a year had already passed.
Hey, can we talk for a minute?
Sure, but I'm probably thinking the same thing again.
Really?
In the end, we officially started dating. What was that trial period even for? I couldn't help but think that if we had just been like this from the start, everything would have been so much simpler. We both hated being half-hearted about things, so we gave our all to both work and our personal lives. When we started dating, we had just turned 30.
You seem really happy today.
Well, yeah. I felt proud.
So, what happened?
I got promoted.
What?
I'm getting promoted.
That's amazing.
I expected Sean, with his strong sense of pride, to react negatively, but he didn't at all. Our relationship was going well, and soon I was about to turn 31. One morning on a day off,
Marry me.
he said this while pulling a small box out of his pocket. When did you?
Well, I found the right moment.
Can I open it?
Of course.
Inside the box was a beautiful ring adorned with diamonds. Thank you. After accepting his proposal, I went to greet my parents right away. The meeting with his parents also went smoothly, and our married life was about to begin. However, a problem arose here. Sean suddenly quit his job. Why?
I'm sorry, but I found something I really want to do.
Something you really want to do?
I've always admired being an engineer.
But I've never heard you say that before.
Well, I never told anyone. I've saved up enough money, so I think I'll be okay. Oh, and please keep this a secret.
And so, our challenging newlywed life began. It seemed that Sean's departure from his job was sudden, and he told his boss it was to care for his parents. I was asked many questions, but I had to go along with Sean's story for now. I can't exactly tell them the truth, can I? From then on, Sean shut himself in a room, spending hours in front of his computer every day. Although I knew he was always serious, I worried if he could really manage to catch up now. But soon, something happened that made those worries seem trivial. I found out I was pregnant.
No way. That's amazing.
Yeah. I have a favor to ask. I think there will be more things I'll need your help with from now on.
Don't worry. I can handle the housework at least.
My belly continued to grow smoothly. However, although Sean supported me during the early stages of the pregnancy, he started to get lazier as time went on. Hey, I'm not feeling well today. Can you make your own dinner?
What? Why?
Because I'm not feeling well.
But you seem to be moving around just fine.
I'm really not.
Alright, fine. I'll eat out today.
Was there really a need to get so angry? In the end, I handled most things on my own while waiting for the time to give birth. A few weeks later, I gave birth to our daughter, Erica. I was relieved that she was born safely. My parents came to visit at the hospital, but Sean didn't come, saying he was too busy.
Where's Sean?
He's a bit busy right now.
But it's Sunday. Is he working even on weekends?
I didn't expect him to ask about Sean, and I ended up stumbling over my words. My father didn't miss that.
Call Sean right now.
What?
Just do it.
This is going to be a hassle. Given the situation, I couldn't refuse. All right. I called Sean, but he didn't pick up. He's not answering. Maybe he's really busy.
Keep calling until he answers.
I had forgotten that my father was known for his stubbornness. After calling 5 times, Sean finally picked up.
What's up? I'm a bit busy right now.
Oh, I just wanted to let you know that she's been born safely. My father then gestured for me to put the call on speaker.
I see. You did well.
Thanks. At that moment, all I could do was hope Sean wouldn't say anything unnecessary.
So, when are you coming home? I've been on my own, and the chores are piling up. I need you to get back soon.
It's over, I thought. When I glanced at my father, his expression was terrifying. I think I'll be discharged soon. I'll talk to you later. After that, I spent all my energy trying to calm my father down. He insisted that Sean needed to be here and demanded we call him over. It almost caused a scene at the hospital, but thanks to my mother's quick thinking, we managed to avoid it. The joy of giving birth was completely overshadowed. After that, my relationship with my father deteriorated. By the time Erica was in kindergarten, I had stopped visiting my parents altogether. As for Sean, he found a job 6 months after Erica was born. It's great that you got a job.
Yeah, I worked hard for it, barely sleeping.
Sean seemed to be in high spirits until Erica was about to enter elementary school. But that all ended with Sean's selfish actions. You've got to be kidding me. Again?
Well, I enjoyed the work, but the company just wasn't a good fit.
And you're just realizing that now?
Don't be so mad.
Of course, I'm mad. Sean was unemployed once again. I wanted to talk to someone about it, But since I was estranged from my parents, I had no one to turn to. However, I still had allies. Sean's parents. They were such warm and admirable people, people I truly respected. It made me wonder how such wonderful people could have raised someone like Sean. But that life quickly came to an end. It happened suddenly when Erica was in her 3rd year of junior high. By this time, Sean had given up on working for a company and was doing freelance work on a small scale.
My parents are dead.
What? Stop joking around.
Why would I lie about something like that?
How could this happen?
You know they were traveling, right? They were involved in an accident.
The thought that I would never see them again hit me with a wave of sadness and loss. Even Sean, who was usually so composed, was at a loss for words this time. This major event caused Sean to start drinking almost every night. He didn't seem to be working, and his daily routine fell apart. Is work going okay lately?
You don't need to worry about it.
That's not a nice way to put it.
Could you just be quiet for a bit?
Conversations between us became scarce. When I tried to talk to him, he looked annoyed. Erica, too, started avoiding talking to Sean. This didn't change even when she went on to high school and university. By the time Erica was in her final year of university, she had moved out, leaving just Sean and me at home. Whether during meals or in the living room, we hardly spoke to each other. Our relationship had completely gone cold. One day,
I have a meeting today, so I'll be out. I should be back by evening.
With just that, Sean left the house. Since it was a Saturday, I was catching up on household chores that I couldn't do during the week when I got a call. Sean had been hit by a car on his way back from the meeting. I contacted Erica, and we both rushed to the hospital.
Hey, you came.
Are you okay?
Both legs are broken, but I'll be fine.
That's a relief. I was glad Sean was okay, but this was just the beginning. After being hospitalized for about 2 months, Sean recovered enough to walk and was discharged. But a week later, he started feeling pain in his legs again and went back to the hospital. Since the pain was severe, he went to a nearby hospital he had visited before. This isn't good. What? His legs aren't in good shape. What does that mean? He might lose the ability to move. No way. I was extremely worried, but something struck me as odd. Sean was unusually calm. For now, let's wait and see. Okay. On the way back, Sean could barely walk without support. Are you all right?
No, it's really tough.
Let's get home quickly. It had only been a month since the doctor said I couldn't walk anymore. First, we should call an ambulance. But then, Sean insisted on taking a taxi. An ambulance isn't guaranteed.
No, it's just that I can't walk.
As Sean said, we called a taxi and headed to the previous hospital. So, how is it? The condition is quite severe. So, he won't be able to walk anymore? That seems to be the case. Looking back now, maybe I should have doubted more. In the end, Sean was diagnosed with lower body paralysis and became unable to move without a wheelchair. Hospitalization was suggested, but he preferred home care. However, since Sean would be alone on weekdays, we decided to hire helpers. One was a man in his 30s, and the other was a young woman in her 20s who was still in training. One day, during this routine, something happened.
Hey! Where the hell did you go?
I brought what you asked for, didn't I?
Then hand it over already.
Why did it have to come to this? That's not how you ask someone who's done you a favor.
When did you become like this?
It was since he had been unable to move his legs due to a traffic accident. Sean didn't want to be hospitalized and threw a tantrum about wanting to go home. Thanks to that, I've been juggling work and household chores for 2 people.
Whatever. I'm thirsty, bring me some tea.
As a token of resistance, I brought my husband hotter tea than usual.
You did this on purpose.
No way. It's just as always.
You sure about that?
Then Sean threw the teacup at me. It missed my face but hit my knuckles, causing pain.
Stop messing around.
Who's messing around here? The futile argument continued for a while until the intercom ended it.
Go and come back quickly.
I know without you telling me. Then, a person who identified themselves as a lawyer appeared. Are you the lawyer? But why? I received a consultation from your husband. May I come up? Oh, sure. Let me guide you to my husband's room. I led the lawyer to my husband's room, completely puzzled about what was happening. Upon seeing the lawyer, my husband, who had been irritated until a moment ago, suddenly smiled.
Finally.
Finally what?
Well, you'll understand soon.
What on earth was about to begin?
So, lawyer? She was cheating, right?
What are you talking about?
I know. You've been meeting some guy behind my back.
What? That's impossible. What are you saying?
Anyway, lawyer. You can get substantial compensation from her, right?
The lawyer whom Sean had called then looked cloudy. Unfortunately, there is no evidence of such facts.
What? That can't be true. Because
What about you? Did you see it with your own eyes?
Yeah, I saw it with my own eyes.
But that's strange, isn't it? You shouldn't be able to go outside, right? My husband's words were already incoherent. Or are you being taken out by someone else? Although only helpers come to our house. Anyway, there is no evidence that your wife was cheating, so this is no longer within my job.
Don't joke around. Are you still a lawyer?
Of course. This badge is proof of that. Well then. The lawyer left the room. I'm sorry for bothering you even though my husband had delusions. I bowed my head to the lawyer. It was too embarrassing that he came to our house just for nothing. If there is anything else, please contact me. Understood. Thank you very much. The lawyer left after handing over his business card. I sighed deeply and headed back to the room. My husband looked disappointed, losing the energy he had earlier. I'm sorry to disturb you when you're down, but can you tell me the whole story? Now, there was no longer any resistance left against Sean. After that, Sean became surprisingly quiet, like a completely different person. According to Sean, he had taken the helper's words at face value. Moreover, that helper had quit a few days ago, so I couldn't ask for more details. And now, a new trainee helper was coming to our house. Several months passed like this.
I'm sorry as always.
While we had a helper on weekdays, I was basically taking care of him on weekends. There's nothing we can do about this, right? It was when I was changing my husband's diaper as usual. A message came to my smartphone from my daughter. Huh?
What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. When I glanced at my husband, I saw an even more shocking sight. You.
What's wrong?
Don't you notice? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. I'm going shopping for a bit.
Oh, okay. Take care.
I left the house and immediately called my daughter. Is that? Did you see it? It's from earlier, the one I took. It's definitely Dad, right? Yes, I guess so. But that's not all. I did some research. Hearing that, I couldn't just stand or sit still, so I immediately headed to the nearest police station. If it had come to this, there was no way I could handle it alone. The situation had become too big. I'm going to the police station right now. Then I'll come too. Are you sure? I think my presence will help smooth things over. Let's go to the police station. My daughter's willingness to cooperate was very reassuring. What was about to begin was not just simple revenge. It was a revenge filled with anger. Arriving at the police station, I reported that Sean was lying about not being able to walk. I also accused him of fraudulently receiving medical expenses from the insurance company. Why did I notice this? First, it was the photos sent by Erica. They clearly showed Sean confidently walking alongside the helper girl. I see. He's clearly walking normally in these photos. These photos alone were damning, but during a moment I was changing his diapers, his toes moved when they should have been stationary. Why didn't I notice sooner? Nevertheless, it won't be possible to arrest him right away. I understand. We'll need to conduct a thorough investigation before making a decision. I see. I'll consult with my lawyer. Afterwards, my daughter and I left the police station. But do you have a good lawyer? If that's the case, you don't need to worry. I took a business card from my wallet and took it right away. Then they made an appointment. Previously, what was done to me, I would now return the favor to Sean. Heading straight to the law firm and explaining the situation. They assured me they would act quickly. Leave it to me. I'll definitely meet your expectations. Thank you very much. Parting ways with my daughter for a moment and returning home.
You're late.
The supermarket was just crowded.
Hurry up and get dinner ready.
There was no longer any irritation as before. Now, it was just a desire to show Sean hell as soon as possible. Frequent communication with the lawyer, ensuring all preparations were in place. The operation was scheduled for the next Monday. I took a day off to prepare. And then, in the afternoon, met the lawyer at the front door. Shall we go then? Yes. Opened the door and headed to Sean's room.
Why are you here? And who's that next to you?
Long time no see. I've come today to expose your true nature.
True nature.
First, I threw the photos Erica took at Sean. You can't walk because of this? Laughable. Everything is already exposed. Unfortunately, we've investigated everything, including your affair partner. Firstly, the name is Lily Scott, 24 years old. At that moment, Lily, the affair partner, intervened. I'll explain everything. Good decision. First, they got involved when they had an accident. It was a traffic accident, and it turned out the person involved was Lily. Initially, it seems they tried to threaten Sean to take his money, but somehow ended up being attracted to Sean. That's when they introduced the hospital. The truth was, it was a dangerous hospital that would write any diagnosis if you paid enough. I see. We didn't know that much, but this is quite substantial evidence. Later, that hospital became news because of a major incident, but that's another story. Furthermore, Sean hired a lawyer to slander me, all at Lily's behest. You did a splendid job despite being so young. In any case, what you two did constitutes a serious infidelity. So Sean and I will divorce, and you both will pay substantial damages. After all, I have a talented lawyer on my side.
Wait a minute. Calm down.
It's impossible. Also, what you did could lead to fraud charges, so you might get arrested. I'll be in touch. Goodbye. With those words, I left the house. Later, the divorce papers were successfully submitted. Thus, this issue came to a close. Then I'll return to the office now and proceed with the damages. Please do. Leave it to me. After parting ways with the lawyer, I sent a message to my ex-husband. Immediately, a call came from my ex-husband. Of course, I didn't answer that call. There were many voicemails, so I listened to one out of curiosity, but it was all about not wanting to pay damages, not being able to contact his affair partner, and other trivial matters. About half a year passed. Erica graduated from university safely and started a new life. But there was also something surprising. Actually, there's someone I want to marry. Marriage? It's someone I've been dating since high school. Since high school? One crisis after another. It wasn't that I was against marriage itself. It's just that I had just been through something myself, so I was worried about the other person. And when she brought her marriage partner, I was surprised again. The partner was Tucker, my daughter's childhood friend who lived next door. Well, I can't refuse marriage now, can I? Thank you, Mom.
I'm sorry to bring this up at a time like this.
No need to apologize. It's my issue.
I'll make her happy, I promise.
Good luck. And so, I visited my parents' house to report this fact, as I hadn't been in touch with them for a long time. It's been a while. It's good to see you back. This is Erica. You've grown so much. Come on in. I told them about my divorce and my daughter's marriage.
I see. Reporting both divorce and marriage. It's kind of
Strange, isn't it?
That's true.
We were both cautious, but gradually, we became more comfortable. The distance in our hearts shrank, and we were able to have light-hearted conversations like we used to. But still, it feels strange that Erica, who was just a little girl, is already getting married.
So, who's the person?
It's my childhood friend who lives next door.
Oh.
After that, we got excited talking about Erica's marriage. Father's face began to smile more. Seeing his granddaughter for the first time since she was born softened even the strict father's expression. It was at that moment.
I'm sorry for everything up until now.
He bowed his head and said that. It's okay now. Lift your head already. I'm sorry too. Mom, it's okay. It's my fault too. It's not something you two need to apologize for.
Thank you.
It seemed that my father had been feeling sorry since that day when we almost completely cut ties. But he's also stubborn, so he couldn't reach out himself. Mother also knew his personality, so she let him make the judgment. Then, relieved, tears welled up in my father's eyes. Are you crying?
Shut up.
Touched by the genuine kindness of the two, Erica looked happy too. It was really good that we were able to deepen our bond with the family again. That night, I thought you would call.
In that case, let's get straight to the point. I'm actually living in a hotel and…
At this point, I could only sigh at my ex-husband who only brought up such things. That sounds tough.
What's with that reaction? It's like you don't care at all.
Well, of course. After all, we are strangers now.
Don't you have any sympathy for your ex-husband?
None. Besides, don't you have your beloved affair partner?
That's long over now.
According to my ex-husband, it was tough after being demanded to pay damages. Moreover, he's currently in court for fraud. It seems like a hefty amount, so he had to rely on his parents for help. As a result, he returned to his parents' house and was placed under their supervision. You're in touch with me because you have no one else to turn to, right?
Just a little bit is fine. Even $500. No, even $100 is fine.
Well, divorcing you was definitely the right decision. Anyway, I have nothing to give you. It's not my concern even if you're in trouble. Well, good luck with your life. If my ex-husband had seriously thought about us, it might not have come to this, but there's no point in thinking about that now. It might have been fortunate that I was able to start a new life with my daughter and her husband. I had planned to live alone, but I was happy when my daughter suggested living together. I don't know where my ex-husband is or what he's doing now. And that's fine. After all, I have no reason to be involved anymore. Mom, is something wrong? You look troubled, but... Really? I was just thinking about that person. Ah, that person. Could it be? You still have feelings? My daughter asked hesitantly. I smiled in response. I have no lingering feelings. I feel refreshed now. From now on, I will walk a life that I can find joy in. I'll definitely reclaim what I lost because of my ex-husband. How was this story? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Well then, let's meet again in the next video.